Welcome back, everybody, to another great episode of Banter on the Rocks. I am Tim, got John alongside me, of course, and today is Monday, February 9th. If this is your first time here, welcome to the show, of course. And to everyone who tunes in each and every week, thank you for all the continued support. Make sure you follow and subscribe so you are here for each and every weekly drop. And on today's episode, we're going to be diving into our latest banter takes, Super Bowl recap, Olympic talk, and much more. As always, we're bringing you real talk, honest reactions, and plenty of banter along the way. And all right, let's get into it as we do each and every single week. Kicking things off with our banter drinks of the week and what we're sipping on, why we chose it, and how it's feeling our energy for today's show. I am just playing the game of samesies last week. Going gin and tonic
That's
again.
fine.
Got to work my way through the bottle, John.
Yeah.
It's great. Hitting the same way it did last week.
Nice.
Delicious. Last
Good.
day of good weather until I think storms are striking. So
Yeah.
living
Yeah. I
up.
think storms are striking SoCal, Cal. So yeah, enjoying it. I'm going to a classic that I used to have. Had some tequila left after the Super Bowl yesterday, so I'm doing my taste salud and tequila. So going back to that
Very
taste salud
nice.
Jamaica,
Ooh,
taking it back. So nice, refreshing for the day.
love it. No, it's
Yeah.
great. Taste of Luda, I bought some packs last week.
Oh, nice.
Got their immunity boost. Went with the strawberry
That's a good
fresca
one.
flavor. Yeah.
Strawberry Fresca is good. I like the strawberry, watermelon, the Jamaica, and I
Yep.
like the pineapple too. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, when the kiddos, wife was a little sick this past week, you
uh,
gotta boost the immune system.
yeah,
Worked
take
well.
a
Knock on
bunch.
wood. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Live it up.
no, for sure. But we'll get started with one of our newest takes. We call this Tim's Wolfpack check-in. See how the Wolves did this past
Oh
weekend.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's I mean, we showed up. We were there. We were present for the match. Probably the best thing we can say. I was a little tardy sauce to it, but not tardy sauce enough to miss Chelsea's Palmer going off for a hat trick in the first half alone. Absolutely outrageous. I
Mhm.
think he set a record of doing that. I think he's done it several times, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah.
think it's an EPL record for this go around, which is absolutely insane. We scored a goal second half. Seemed like we were putting a lot more pressure towards the goal, a lot more on the attacking end, nothing to
Hmm.
lose at that point, right? So we did score once, continued to hit a bunch of crossbars. Love doing that. Um, it just at times it seems just really messy when we try to attack, and the ball goes all over the place. We kick the ball 10 feet over the goalpost at times,
Hmm.
but at least the attack was there. We tried our best. And is what it is at that point. But yeah, a 3-1 loss. Can't keep taking these. We got to start getting some points on the board, or else relegation is just seeping in altogether. We did lose this past week. One of our, I believe, midfielders, John Gomez, I believe, might be totally butchering his name, but he's going back to Brazil. He was a great player, but yeah, back to Brazil on a permanent um,
Transfer.
relocation. So
Okay.
permanent transfer. Yep. But appreciate his time. Hardly got to know him, but here we are. Yeah, 3-1
Yeah.
Chelsea wins. I'm sure you're stoked. You said maybe better luck in a couple of years.
Yeah, the one message. Tim was excited for a bit, and then all of a sudden I could see through the text message you were just down. And hey, well, once you make it back from regulation, well, you'll have another crack at us. So, but looking at all the statistics, it was pretty one-sided. I think for quite a bit. Where are my stats? Shot wise, even though we did most of the work in the first half, we still outshot you 13 to 8. And shots on target, we had 7 compared to year 3. So possession 69%, passes 715 to your 338. So Chelsea was just a little bit more finesse, keeping it away. Um, but I think it's something you were hoping for the upset. I think all Wolves fans were probably hoping for the upset, but also knew it was going to be a tough one to get through with Chelsea, top of the, not top of the league, but up there.
Absolutely. One thing I really appreciated though from the Wolves fans as we were playing at Molineux for this match, I absolutely loved hearing the chants. If one day I'll attend,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely get involved in the chants, but I hadn't heard it through the matches that I've been just watching, start to finish on. But there was a Chelsea defender that fell down. It was clear he, flopping. Should have gotten him a
Mhm.
card, but I really appreciated the fans getting into it, saying "Wanka, Wanka, Wanka" repeatedly, and it was just
I
spot on. It was probably the highlight of the match for myself. So
That's funny.
fantastic. Good job, fans.
Yeah.
You guys were into it. Pouring rain, whole match. But
Yeah.
but it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys got I think a more winnable game this coming week or on Wednesday. Nottingham Forest.
Yeah,
So that one, as of right now, favorites are still Nottingham Forest, but Nottingham Forest is only 17th in the league. You guys are 20th. So, a win for you guys could get them close to regulation.
so you're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance.
We'll take any chances we can get at this point
Yeah.
because, yeah. But yeah, hopefully we can take advantage of this matchup, get us some points. Um, Burnley, we're coming for you. West Ham, watch your back. Um, Hopefully we can close out a few good ones.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah,
it.
and I think you guys would a win would be very great for you to go into your Sunday game, the FA Cup game versus Grimsby Town.
Mhm.
Because getting up in the FA Cup, it's just good. That confidence boosting could help you throughout the season.
Absolutely. Yeah, confidence is exactly what we need. Um, yeah, just can't get relegated. We
Yeah.
need anything possible. Get on a little run here, fellas.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
Go
that's
Wolves.
Tim's Wolfpack check in. There's two
There it
games this
is.
week, so you'll have a little bit more to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have more to talk about. Hopefully
Uh,
talk about a win next week.
Next week, yeah. But all right, but that's Sims Wolfpack check in. Next, we'll go into our banter takes. This is our hottest takes of the weeks or of the week. We don't prep each other, we don't compare notes, and we definitely don't pull the punches. Everything you're about to hear is just fresh off of our mind, real-time reactions and responses only. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna send Tim his take. Tim's gonna send me my take that I'm gonna discuss. And my first take, there are new coolest jobs in the world right now, and they are at the Winter Olympics. Yeah, totally agree. I think you sent me some. I think you sent a majority of them, but all the jobs that have been there are so cool that I think a majority of them we could already do easily. But there's a few that we probably have to train a bit. Uh, but just seeing what they have to do to be part of that event and see the event up close and personal, I think it's the most probably funnest and coolest job. I think it was the luge one, which I thought was cool, and it's probably or no, it wasn't the luge one. It was the ski jump,
Ski jump.
where
Yep.
the ski jump where it's just a line of people with blowers, and after the person does their jump, they blow dry everything off, I think, or take off whatever debris and get ready for the next round. And they do it in sync. They already know like when to do it because you see everybody move their leaf blower to the side. Amazing job. And then the snowboarding one too, making the blue lines so the snowboarders could know their depth to the snow, when they're up in the air. I think they're all amazing jobs. Even curling, retouching up the surface of the curling field is a job there. And, Winter Olympics, just winter sports. If you guys have tryouts for that, let us know because we will be trying out for some of these because I think we could do it. Gotta learn how to ski a bit for some of these, but hey, I'm willing to learn.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Um, I think the latest one was the curling one, as you just mentioned. The A lot of form, a lot of good
Oh yeah,
technique.
yeah,
But also the moonwalk at the same time. He's going like this, back and forth.
yeah,
The water, I guess, the spread that he was getting,
yeah,
it's second to none.
yeah.
There's a reason he's there, and that technique. I think they said he was a curling master, like I
Okay,
guess the prep master. They put the word master, and if it's there, it sounds like you got a degree in it, whatever it
you
is.
must have.
Like it's fantastic. It was, taking the time to do it. It was just absolutely elite. I'm trying to look up a article on him. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's Mark Callan. I might be
Okay,
wrong, but I believe his name is Mark Collin, waterman of curling for specialized work, dance-like meticulous technique in applying water droplets on the ice surface, sometimes set to music. Oh, wow. It incorporates dancing to it possibly, but absolutely fantastic work. The leaf blowing one, not leaves, ice blowing, I should say,
yeah.
on the ski jump, fantastic. That's a job that I think could be more entry level acceptable. We could probably get right in there. Just every few minutes, just blow the ice,
Uh,
and just watch the next jump. Imagine having front row seats to that.
oh yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Um, really good work there. But so far so good. Honestly, they're, I mean, you can tell they put a lot of time into it. There's some training involved. Um, and I really appreciate, I think, the time that they're taking to put into these jobs as well, because it's they're treating it like, the Olympics are obviously masterclass, but they're
yeah,
treating it like it is. Nobody's, getting lazy with it. Everybody's taking their role to the utmost importance, and I think that's phenomenal.
yeah, yeah. I'm looking right now at the IOC website looking for jobs, and they have some stuff up for Summer Olympics, LA
Oh,
2028.
okay. What do we
Um,
got?
I'm trying to see what fits something like that because there's quite a few, and it might be more volunteering things, manager of ticketing. So, like I say, it could be more of a volunteer type thing we look for. Um, let's say, but I'll create some videos. I'm trying to think like what does summer. I could rake the sand, for the long jumps. You got to
Okay.
have some good raking skills. It has to look like, those Zen gardens, with the lines perfectly symmetrical. Um,
Oh yeah.
so I'll create my video and send my highlight reels to them. Show
Yeah.
show how good I am at raking sand.
Gotta make a design checkerboard out of it.
Yeah,
Whatever they need, you can do.
yeah.
Another one I was thinking, they're gonna have flag football. Do they
Uh,
need somebody to go pick up the flags after it gets
yeah,
pulled? These athletes, you don't want them bending over, having to pick up their own flag.
yeah.
That's for amateurs. That's not the time and place for it. And we would treat it like they do, ball boys in tennis, ball girls in
Hmm.
tennis. Standing, in formation on the sideline. As soon as somebody's flag is pulled, we run out there, grab it,
Yeah.
present it to the athlete, run off to the sideline again. Just real quick work. Um, Maybe just create a job for us. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be good. I was gonna ask because, I would say probably it is the coolest job in sports. Would you prefer to do something like that at the Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics compared to the NBA or NFL? Water boy, ball boy, cleaning the
Mm,
floor at the NBA.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I would definitely choose a pro sport over that. I think I think an underrated role is the people with the sweat cleanup.
Hmm.
Somebody falls down, you go out there with the broom, with the towel attached.
Yeah.
Um, People cheer those guys on. Like
Yeah.
it's real work.
Yeah.
I'd appreciate that. I was a water boy once. I
Oh
did
yeah?
that once. I did that once at I think it was a charity basketball game. There were some retired Golden State Warriors players playing. And it was at I believe it was University of San Francisco downtown. And got to be water boy. It was great. So much fun. Got to be in there on timeouts, hand the water over. High
Nice.
quality H2O I was delivering. Good
Good.
experience.
Good experience. Hey, you know, put that on the resume when
Hey,
we
yeah.
when we sign up for the Summer Olympics because they got basketball, so they might need that too in all sports.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
did it
but
once, you're a pro.
yeah, you are. So it'll be cool. Like I say, I think we're gonna continue seeing some of these other sports and some of these other like jobs that you need to keep up, you know, the maintenance of the snow, the rink, all that in the Winter Olympics. So, because there's still so much of the Winter Olympics to be played. But yeah, th those have been really cool to see, uh, job wise. And yeah, I think they are probably the coolest jobs in the moment. And honestly, like sort of side note with Winter Olympics, we'll talk a little bit more about it later, but uh the swag at Winter Olympics, top
Mm,
notch, man. Top notch. We were talking like when we talked about college football, you know, all the bowls. Winter Olympics is just by far 100 times better, I think.
absolutely. You the first one you showed me was Mongolia, Team Mongolia.
Oh yeah.
Um, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just, you know, top to bottom, great attire. Yeah, they brought out all the stops for it.
hmm
Yeah, swag galore. Saw a lot more of those. Once you shared that video, quite a
hmm
few came through my feed. Um, yeah, it was like kind of like a like montage almost of just a
Yeah.
bunch of different attire. Pretty cool. Good job, everybody who, had part of that for each of your countries. You're
Yeah.
representing, your country in more ways than one, not just
Yeah.
the sport, but the attire as well.
The
It's awesome.
attire. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the better swag I've seen, but well, like I said, we'll see what the Summer Olympics do this in a few years. Um, and then yeah, we'll see maybe college basketball. They'll do something. I don't know if they do swag like during March Madness. I
Only
can't remember.
swag is just who's going to bring out the boombox.
Yeah.
Boombox guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, team manager.
Amir Khan, right? Or
Yeah,
Amar or
I heard
something?
he left NC State. Side
Yeah.
note. I heard he left because just probably didn't treat him right. I think he kind of looked like he got low-key demoted to like just back to water boy, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, d didn't he go to where the coach went? Because didn't the coach go to a
Yep.
different school?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Transferred to NC State with the coach,
okay, but
and
then
then I don't know what happened.
wasn't good enough to keep it up at NC because it was McNeese. Yeah, he was at McNeese first.
Yep. Went to NC State with coach. Coach was like, maybe swag isn't working.
Maybe. What's NC
Unreal.
State's record? Let's see. NC State basketball. Fourth in Atlantic.
Hmm.
They are 9-3. Overall
Oh,
18-7. Not bad. Still
no.
up there,
It's pretty good.
you know.
That's boombox worthy.
Yeah, you're above UNC, so there has to be some swag there.
Yeah.
So
Come on. Unreal.
yeah, or maybe they're just saving it for the end, you know,
That
have
could
him
be.
walk out during the college playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, just reappearance. Come out with
Yeah,
some, just some fireworks, maybe
yeah. Who
some
knows?
streamers. I am seeing, speaking of fire, I am seeing Summer Olympics director
Yeah.
of relay experience, torch relays.
Okay.
So, if they got to our neck of the woods
Yeah.
here in California as they're bringing the torch around,
Yeah.
hit us up. We got something. Could do
Yeah.
something.
Well, we could do something. Yeah. But yeah, on Amir Khan, earlier this month, this was from December. Khan returned home after a brief stint as a student manager with the Wolfpack. Khan left NC State on good terms. He had a few reasons, but yeah, he went back to McNeese. So he's a
Wow.
senior. So
Part of the
Mickey,
team?
it doesn't say. Um, I think he probably is. It says
Okay.
McNeese is 2-0 since his return.
Oh, oh,
They're
elite.
they're gonna be on a roll.
They are. They are. That's fantastic. Good job, Amir.
Yeah, yeah. Good job, Amir, McNeese. But yeah, that's Winter Olympics. We'll see what else happens. But let me send you my take. A little
All right.
related to Winter Olympics, but more
Perfect.
controversy, and smack talking, you could sort of say.
Oh boy. All right. Here we go. All right. Lindsey Vonn is tougher than most NBA players. She literally raced downhill 80 miles an hour with no ACL, while some dudes sit out 3 weeks for load management. Skiing without an ACL isn't brave, it's unhinged, and she did it. Yes, genuine badass. She
Yeah.
absolutely, going as far as she did with no ACL. I think there's some meniscal damage too, if I'm not
hmm
mistaken. It was like, pretty severe injury. And, we've seen players, get carried off the court or field, with similar
hmm
injuries. You take a golf cart back to the locker room kind of thing. But here she is skiing,
hmm
downhill, where your knees are constantly bending. Some of the, I guess, exercise and warm up she was doing as well. I kind of saw like a highlight reel of like, she was lifting weights, bending her knees,
hmm
like just going, 150%. Didn't even look like she had the injury. Like
Yeah.
it was just out of this world, like, just going to show. And I think at her age, she was just trying to get anything possible. Like it was
hmm
enough of a feat for her to get into this Olympics,
Yeah.
let alone suffer that injury. So she wasn't going to back down. That just really goes to show, the passion she has for it. And as we talked, over these last couple of weeks, it's like, what makes the Olympics so awesome is it's, do or
hmm
die. They work
Yeah.
4 years to get up to here. They work their whole life, for moments like this. And, you got to hang on to it as long as you possibly can. And she certainly has done that. But crazy injury. I saw an update today. I guess she had like a complex tibia injury. She had surgery same day. But
hmm
it's absolutely outrageous that she was flighted out of the slopes twice this
hmm
Olympics alone. Just goes to show all the heart that she has to continue
hmm
competing. And man, like nothing speaks to the Olympics in, I guess, just the background it takes to get there than, what's going on with Lindsey Vonn. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery, but with her age, I know her dad just came out today saying that this should be her last.
Yeah. Yeah, it most likely will be her last. I think she's 41, so she's been doing it for such a long time. But yeah, the bravery just to do that and just a commitment to the sport, to your country, and to yourself, and trying to end it on a good note. Like I give her props for doing it. I think without the injury, she probably would have done well. With the injury, she still did more than what anybody else would. And I think that's why your take, where she's tougher than most NBA players. NBA players, even at old age, when they should be giving their last little bit for the sport before they retire, to go out on top, they don't even do that. They half-ass it, load management, only playing 20 minutes, not shooting, giving up on plays because you're just done with it. Like that commitment just takes away from the sport because I think that's what we've seen in basketball from a lot of these players. Like they're not as committed as they were back in the day, and how some of these other players are committed. Um, and Lindsey Vonn, I think, is a great example to a lot of people of like if you put your mind to it, like you could succeed for such a long time, and you could make it through injuries, like push through it. How she did it, I kept on like trying to research it. I don't know how she was still trying to ski without an ACL.
Mhm.
And even with like the movements, I know it's like very little, but still, without an ACL, one wrong move, and we sort of saw it, because I read it was like the reason she like wiped out this last one is because of mere inches. just by inches, you know.
Yep.
If she would have stayed on our line, she would have been okay, and it would be a different conversation right now. So it's crazy how this Winter Olympic sport and her sport, it's so it's so just like a game of inches and millimeters, and they still put everything on the line for it.
Yeah, no, I think her inches obviously is a huge part of it. And I think like her pole got stuck on one of the flags, right? And then that kind of
Hmm.
like twisted her sideways,
Yeah.
falling. Absolutely insane. Just the effort that goes into it. And it goes to show like, why so many people tune in to the Olympics and are willing to get up at all hours in order to watch it
Hmm.
because everybody's doing whatever they possibly can to win and be there and all the storylines attached to it versus the NBA. It's like somebody's in a bad mood, they'll sit.
Hmm.
It's like, wrong side of the bed. I just pissed off today and gonna play coach. It's
Yeah.
just it's gotten to that point. It's boring. Like it's there's lack of heart, and I think that's
Hmm.
exactly what it is. I saw another, just even the storylines, like we're a few days into the Olympics, and just there's countless storylines with it. I saw I believe it was cross country skiing, and a gentleman from Haiti finished last, but finished with, it's an island country
Hmm.
with no snow ever,
With no,
and
so
probably arguably no winter. It's tropical
yeah.
climates. So for him to be there, finish the race, he did it with a smile on his face.
Hmm.
He, absolutely fantastic. I think he bowed as he crossed the finish line. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal for him to even be there and accomplish what he did is absolutely incredible. But it's the stuff you look for.
Yeah.
And then I think I sent you the clip of Ariel Hawani interviewing
Hmm.
unbeknownst before the interview, the father to, I guess I think freestyle skiing, if I'm not mistaken,
Hmm.
for the women's. She was competing, I believe, out of Canada as well. But you instant tears talking about how proud he is as a father,
Hmm.
and that's exactly what it's all about.
Yeah.
Get up at all hours of the day as a parent. You're there for all the prep leading up to things like that, and then just to have it all come to fruition and be there and watch, a family member compete it's got to be out of body experience.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you live up for. Everybody's out there competing, doing what they can, and yeah, it's incredible. But
Mhm.
props to Lindsey Vonn. All in all, it's utterly jaw dropping.
Yeah, no, props to her. I was gonna ask, like I say, I don't know much of it, but I've always heard the stories like with Olympics, th these athletes aren't even getting paid much. Some of them go to these Olympic sports and then they still go back to work at 9 to 5.
Mhm.
Um, and like I say, I think it's something I may try to do this coming week is research it a bit, but like, why is that? Because millions of people are watching the Winter Olympics. I'm tuning in daily to it, watching the highlights. If I could watch it live, I'll watch it live. And I'm thinking there's so much sponsorship, they're getting a lot of money. So why not pay the athletes, a little bit more, And I know the swag bag is nice, but I could only imagine some of these countries and some of these people are like selling those swag bag things because those jackets, the Lululemon jackets are probably like 200 to 300 bucks, even
Mhm.
resale. So I'm curious why they're not paying their athletes more because like I say, they're doing something they're passionate for and it's so competitive that it's better than some of the professional sports.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I'm looking at an article here actually from 2018 with the Winter Olympics. I believe it was a female hockey player playing for the women's USA national team.
Hmm.
Had a worked shifts, 6-hour shifts at Dick's Sporting Goods
Hmm.
while, that was
Training.
just day to day, and then while training, and um, do what you can to kind of live out the dream. And
Hmm.
then you get to that point, and yeah, it seems like you have to get to the point where like you're Michael Phelps, just
Hmm.
winning absolutely everything in order to make, some type of livable wage. Obviously, he's well beyond his means. It's generational
Yeah.
wealth for Michael Phelps. But like, but that's how it is for, I don't know. Would you say maybe 90% of athletes have to go back to a day job, versus 10% of top echelon, like you're Usain Bolts
Hmm.
or those types of superstars.
Yeah, I think so. I think even if you get on the Wheaties box, you still may not be that successful because
Hmm.
I'm looking, well, we'll talk about it a little bit, but mixed doubles and curling, USA, they're going to the gold medal match this year, or they beat Italy. But, I'm curious how much they're making in and, and if they win a gold medal, can they live off of that for a while, or are they just going to go back to another 9 to 5, go back, and like I say, going back with pride, going back to your 9 and 5 and having that gold medal probably is something you'll never be able to compare, but like seeing what some of these other athletes make in professional sports for riding the bench your entire career, it's like, and you don't even make a tenth of that money. It's just crazy to think about.
For sure. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. It had me thinking right now, if I put myself in that position, and
Uh-huh.
let's just say like, I won gold, or yeah, gold just because it's, a little bit more of a good
Yeah.
talking point. In curling, it's a sport where, you get some income out of it, but probably not a whole lot. It's not, incredibly popular here in
Hmm.
the States. Other countries maybe a little bit more, like Canada. But going back to it, I feel like I would just try to get like a real estate gig. Just be
Hmm.
a real estate agent and be like, yeah, 2026 World Olympic gold medalist in
Gold medals.
curling, uh, here to sell your house.
Yeah.
It's good talking
Yeah.
point, instant
Hmm.
conversation starter.
Yeah. Car salesman. You think you could do really well with that. Just
There
have
you
your
go.
gold medal out there.
Just be like the advertisement, like
Uh,
use the NIL for the
yeah.
dealership.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it up there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of being like, okay, you signed a 5 year, agreement. I'll do like, I'll give you an autograph. You signed a 7 year where we can make more money. We tax you more. I'll sign an autograph and take a picture. But you got to
Yeah.
sign on the dotted line, take this, 50K car home with all the interest and shit. But
Yeah.
you get a picture.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And then just have your gold medal in the drawer and
Mm,
just pull it out for that photo and be like, yeah, here
yeah.
it is. And show
Yeah.
and tell.
It's what some people probably have to do that do this. So it's crazy to think about. Like I say, something I may want to look into a little. I may try to look into a little more, get more info on it. But yeah, I've always heard those stories about these Olympic athletes. It's some of them going back to 9 to 5s, but like I say, some of them do get very successful. Chloe Kim, Shaun White, uh, and I'm only talking about the U.S. ones because those are the ones I know the best. Michael
Hmm.
Phelps, Usain Bolt for Summer Olympics. After that, like you can't really name them unless you know them pretty well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and I was even I came across like two different videos of uh college students
Mhm.
and asking for one in particular. It was a
Oh
figure skater
yeah, yeah,
asking for a delay in the paperwork,
yeah.
or homework or whatever they
I
had to
think it was
turn
a
in.
test. I think it
It
was
was a
like an
test.
extension. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, yeah, and I guess the professor watched the student compete, and was, got the gave support. And I mean, it's incredible. How cool to say like, oh yeah, so and so was in my class.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, I would have been like bronze or less. Nah, you're gonna get
Yeah.
an F.
Yeah. Delay granted. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
nah,
if
yeah,
you get
yeah.
above that.
If you get above it, you get fifth place. Sorry, you're just gonna get an automatic fail on this.
Yeah.
You
Sounds
don't.
like vacation to me.
Yeah, yeah. It's not an Olympic game. You're just there for the swag. That's
Yep.
not worth that
How's
test.
Italy?
Yeah. But yeah, but that's a little bit about Olympics. Uh, but yeah, we'll continue on. We'll go into just our next segment is sort of talk about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday was this past weekend. Patriots versus Seahawks. Seahawks winning 29-13. What can I say? What can I say? Sad day for the family here at the Pineda household. Patriot fans took a big
Hmm.
loss. Um, Overall, game wise, defensive game. I think some people called it a little boring because it was low scoring, but defensively, these two teams were just stopping. And it was until one team really punched through the wall, which was Seattle, took the game. Um, Seattle, kudos to them. Sam Darnold, first USC player to ever win a Super Bowl, and first player to play on five different teams to win a Super Bowl. This guy, Vikings are kicking themselves, Jets are kicking themselves, Panthers are kicking themselves. 49ers, you guys kicking yourself?
Because they won in our home turf, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
Not,
and
not,
also
not
the backup Sam Darnold coming in. Yeah, it's like a double whammy.
a little bit of
Yeah.
both, so it kudos to them. JSN nowhere to be seen, but Kenneth Walker, man, that dude was a beast. Well deserved MVP. Um, Patriot side of the ball for me, offensive line, blue, cannot stop anybody. Seattle only had to rush forward. They would get to Drake May playing zone coverage. Nobody could open up. Stephon Diggs, rumor has it, split from Cardi B. Um, could have been a big factor, not getting to be with her and getting that negative juju on him.
Lost his mojo.
Lost the mojo. Heard he had like his other baby mama and like some other girlfriend there, so who knows what this guy's up to. And then Drake May is the old Sam Darnold, saw ghosts this game. I don't think he was game plan was really set up to be successful because like I said they didn't do well executing. They stayed so close into the game. I think if they would have scored a touchdown in the first half, they would have rattled Seattle a little bit and could have taken advantage, but offensively, OC couldn't do anything. They couldn't block. Wide receivers too. They just blew this game.
Yeah, they absolutely did. Pretty lackluster. I have a few headlines that I drew up here, John. Figure good leeway into
Yeah.
just saying a few of these. Some could be terrible. Let's see how they come out.
Okay.
First one right off the bat. Bad Bunny and bad blocking. One was badass, the other sucked ass. I
Yeah.
think we can guess which one
Eh.
was which.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
New England O-line was ass. Will Campbell, chunky soup. Played like someone putting soup between two pieces of bread. It was a mess.
It was.
Yeah, it was real bad.
Yeah.
Drake maybe never comfortable in the pocket again. Just O-line
Maybe.
disaster.
Yeah.
Um, Cardi ain't digging no more. She said good luck and goodbye. Ain't got time for losers.
Yeah.
Just see ya. Uh, DK, let me McCaff you a question. Y'all got room for one more to get back on the team? Cooper said, fill up my cup, water boy.
It's a good one.
Seahawks defense was elite, and Drake May saying, "Hey man, I'm worried," and the rest of the Pats saying, Nowusu would have stayed home instead of being embarrassed." Terrible, kind of a reach. Wish you would have stayed home was what I was going for at the end there. But Nowusu, I think they said it was a pick six, not a fumble recovery, right?
Yeah, it was
At the
pick
end of the
six.
game.
Yeah.
Phenomenal play. Seahawks defense was just outrageous.
Yeah.
Got two more. Puka yapping about Darnold had him jonesing for a problem, as Ernest said, "Ain't you home, goofy ass?"
Wow.
um, Last one I got here was Kenneth was asking for seconds, no thirds, after he walked all over the Pats on his way to earning MVP. So it was an ass whooping.
It was.
It was real bad. O-line got absolutely decimated, hence all of those headlines
Mm-hmm.
referencing, or most of the headlines referencing how terrible the O-line was. Saw a lot of clips of Will Campbell's draft video saying he
Mm-hmm.
would die for his QB. Yeah, just terrible. I
Yeah.
think I think the one where he got called for a false start and got pushed over into Drake
Yeah.
May
Yeah.
was just super embarrassing, cringeworthy. Um, hey, he's in the Super Bowl. I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
just talking shit. But overall, yeah, that was just not there. And I think a lot of that happened throughout the Pats playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
They stepped up in the first couple games, but against Denver, hardly won by three. Bo Nix wasn't present. Kind of writing was on the wall. O-line had issues that game too. Um, yeah, just some issues at times. Drake May just never got comfortable. Supposedly
Mm-hmm.
he got a shot in the shoulder to like I guess pregame kind of get a little bit more loose, more
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. Um, don't know if it's playing a factor, maybe a good excuse for Pats fans at this
Mm-hmm.
point. Um, but it's tough. Second year QBs getting back to the Super Bowl, the odds are against them. So
Yeah.
uh, we'll see. Pats are now the biggest losers in the Super Bowl as well. I believe overall record of 6-6, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the LeBron James of the NFL at the moment.
Yeah.
Except LeBron is under 500, not at 500. Um, what else? Just Seattle's defense was utterly dominant, reminiscent of Legion of Boom
Mm-hmm.
era. Just all aspects. The GM with the Seahawks has done an absolutely phenomenal job drafting. Witherspoon was incredible. The additions, to the defense. Really fun watching Leonard Williams kind of get the last laugh with Micah Parsons, right?
Yeah.
Um, Joining, Seattle saying he couldn't win with the Cowboys, and Micah was trying to make fun of him, saying, "Ha, you ain't gonna win
Oh,
anywhere."
well,
And
was it Demarcus Lawrence?
no, I thought it was Leonard.
Because
Maybe I'm wrong. Demarcus
Demarcus,
Lawrence, my bad.
yeah,
Is
because
that who left in one?
yeah, because Leonard Williams
He
wasn't
was on New
he?
York.
He's the Jets, right?
That's my bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my bad.
But
I
well,
just know
both teams
somebody
are
got
bad.
last laugh. Yeah, exactly. Both teams are better at this point. But yeah, no, just it was a ton of that. Mike McDonald, phenomenal. Like
Hmm.
him to call the defensive plays, defensive minded head coach. Everybody wants to go offense, 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 offense. I think he has turned the tides on that
Hmm.
now and flipped it back to defense is still here. We can still be elite. Because Seattle was elite on defense all
Hmm.
season long. They'd
Yeah.
never let up.
Yeah. No, yeah. The defense reminds me a little bit of the Ravens 2000 win with Ray Lewis. When we had, I can't even remember the quarterback, but we barely had an offensive court team. I think we had Shannon Sharp at tight end towards the end of his career. Yeah, we had Jamal Lewis, but wide receivers we didn't have much. But that defense, nobody could score on that defense. And Ray Lewis always brings it up because it's like literally that's the Super Bowl that the offense didn't score at all. There were 7 points came from I think a special teams kickoff return. So, that's what this defense they were calling them the Seahawks defense, the dark side, just unstoppable, scary. Um, yeah, Lawrence winning it shows to the Cowboy fans. Maybe jump ship from being a Cowboy fan and you could win a Super Bowl as well. Be part of a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah.
Because you ain't doing it, and Michael Parsons just picked the wrong team because I don't think he'll do it in Green Bay. His takes saying that it would have been Green Bay in there, I doubt it. They don't have the QB at all.
No,
That
no.
guy's his takes are delusional, hilarious, great hot takes, but delusional as a player. So
Yeah, yeah, no, great podcaster. Really good for the content. Getting cooked by Miles Garrett this past weekend. You sent me the clip on that,
yeah,
John. Hilarious. It was just nonstop, roast fest
uh,
with between both of them. But yeah, no, it's uh hot takes galore by Micah, just
mhm,
nonstop. That's all he's got these days. But yeah, the Packers weren't going to compete. And quite frankly, I think to Seattle. was kind of that hidden team to beat.
Hmm.
The great record, just all season long. Um, Besides, I think the Rams were the only legitimate threat to the Seahawks, if you look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody else was just second place. The Rams
Yeah.
always gave them a run for their money and, really pulled out some great games. And I feel like the Rams were the only team to really kind of gas the Seattle defense. Nobody else
Hmm.
was really able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think it sort of gives the MVP going to Matt Stafford well worth it because, yeah, it's the only team that really gave Seattle a challenge during the playoffs. Drake May couldn't do it. Um, Yeah, and then yeah, the Will Campbell stuff, saying he had died for his quarterback. That dude was just getting bullied around that
Yeah,
offensive
it's
line.
all bad.
But I think the one upside for him is learning experience. He's a rookie, young
Yep.
kid, so still has a lot. Just continue building that O line. But one of my hot takes or hot questions for you, Tim, DK Metcalf probably regretting this move, but if DK was on the team, would they have won a Super Bowl?
I don't think so. I really don't. I think that the way that they were able to spread the ball around this season and not have such a dominant figure, and I mean dominant personality wise, um, as a wide receiver, I think helped Sam Darnold quite a bit.
Mhm.
Jackson Smith Njigba, incredible season. But somebody who, just is just gritty, kind of gets down to
Mhm.
business, not overly flashy, but his technique is second to none. The way
Mhm.
he can throw off defenders by not moving his shoulders, not many people can ever do that.
Yeah.
Like it's just seamless. And I think a lot of that has to go to Cooper Cup. I'm not in the locker room for sure. Obviously, JSN is incredible in his own, but you got to think a little bit about
Mhm.
like Cooper Cup was teamed up with Puka. Look how good Puka is.
Mhm.
Now he's teamed up with JSN. Look at the leap that JSN has made,
Yeah.
since Cup arrived. I think Cooper Cup would be a phenomenal coach if he was ever, wanting to
Mhm.
pursue that opportunity. But DK, I think he's just too much personality and too much of a dominant figure to really
Mhm.
go out there and win. I just don't see it, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah, I think it would have brought so much more distractions to Seattle, so much more pressure for Darnold, and the way I think this team went is like they were like you sort of said, they were flying under the radar. It's a team that was sneaky to win. They were making their moves. Like I say, Darnold would have his good games, his real bad games, his Darnold games, you could call them. But this team was just so composed, and having a guy like Cooper Cup, uh, it is a lot better than having a guy like DK Metcalf, who probably is probably a little bit more dominant than Cooper Cup at this moment in his career. But it's that locker room attitude that's positive compared to DK Metcalf, where you like I said, flashy, about the lights and cameras. So I think it was a great move for Seattle because I think that's what won them the Super Bowl. Um, Pittsburgh is probably kicking themselves. DK Metcalf is probably like, really, like that happens, and it I wonder if it's eye-opening for him. Like, was I the issue in Seattle all these years that we can never make that leap? Because sometimes it is. One person leaves, um, and you win a Super Bowl. You could look at it like Tom Brady. Tom Brady left the Patriots. Patriots couldn't do anything with Bill Belichick, but Tom Brady went to Tampa and took Tampa to a Super Bowl. So it's like, Tom Brady was a factor. Bill Belichick, as we could see at North Carolina, still not the same Bill Belichick he was with Brady.
Nope, can't even get in first ballot at this point, which is
Yeah.
insane to say. Jokes aside. But yeah, no, I think that DK, I just don't see it there. But I think that the team aspect with them is with the Seattle Seahawks is absolutely incredible this season, and Mike McDonald has made really quick work of that. And the biggest team that's got to be kicking themselves, it has to be the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out Richie. I'm sure you're thrilled. But it's just it's so tough. I don't I to this day I don't understand how you let go of a quarterback that was 14-3 with your team. And it was the best record they'd had
Hmm.
in a couple of decades.
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares about the years before? Chop that up at this point to just terrible franchises.
Hmm.
He went from the Jets to Carolina and
Hmm.
then kind of reinvented himself a tad maybe with the
Hmm.
49ers, and then really excelled as he
Hmm.
got a full-time starter role with the Vikings. Now first season with Seattle, winning a Super Bowl. Won 14-3 again this season, right? Like
Yeah.
last two seasons, 28-6, incredible, not including the playoffs. Mike McDonald said it really well too, that him and his OC, who's now going to be the I can't think of his name right now for some reason. Kubiak.
Kubiak? Kubiak,
Uh,
right? Kubiak.
Clint Kubiak, yeah.
Uh,
Now heading off to the Raiders. You confirmed that yesterday as well. That they were looking this offseason at QBs and was like, dude, Darnold makes sense. Who cares what he did in the playoffs? Because everybody was kind of like, just all eyes on that. He had a phenomenal year.
hmm.
Like it should look at all the other games, and that's exactly what he said.
Hmm.
And held true for Sam. And I can't lie, I'm happy for Sam. Like
Hmm.
I think that he seems like a really good person.
Yeah.
He's been through, a lot throughout his career. Just getting into the NFL, a lot of ups and downs, clearly, and was able to kind of reinvent himself and win a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
really turned it around, did what he had to do. I don't want to hear about and this is coming from a Niners fan. Like, I don't want to hear about, oh, this is, the Trent Dilfer, type of win. Sam did more than that throughout the year that, and he did enough more than Dilfer did for this Super Bowl in order for Seattle to win.
Hmm.
Because no turnovers throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that speaks for itself too.
Yeah, no, he did more than Trent Dilfer. I still think defense won them the game
Yeah.
because, like I say, the defense for the Patriots first half, Christian Gonzalez, man, all pro.
Oh,
That guy's a beast.
yeah.
Saved the game in the first half. Without him in the first half, it would have been like 24-0, and it
Hmm.
would have been just a massacre. So that guy's a beast, but I think he did do a lot better than Trent Dilfer. Did what he needed to do, game manager, and like I say, people, I know Esteban might get mad again, but I call Brock Purdy a game manager, and sometimes that's all you got to be. You don't got to be the superstar. Just get the wins, do what you got to do. If you have a great defense, you're going to be a Super Bowl champ and then get paid because you could do it under pressure. That's what matters. So, like I say, we'll see if your guy Purdy could pull that off. Because as of right now, that draft class, Darnold's the best. Better than you mentioned it last week. Better than Lamar Jackson. Better than Josh Allen because he
Hmm.
has a Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did it when Josh Allen and Lamar had the opportunities to do it in the playoffs, and well, Lamar didn't, but
Yeah.
Josh Allen had every opportunity to do it. And
Hmm.
Lamar in other seasons as well. Great teams around them.
Hmm.
Well, Josh has had shakier teams. This year
Yeah.
was a good example of that. But, you know, both great quarterbacks, but at this point, I mean, non-fantasy talking here, you got to put him up
Hmm.
above both of those guys. I think the
Yeah.
Super Bowl alone and then his record over the last 2 years,
Hmm.
it's hard to argue against.
Yeah. Hard to argue against. Do you think Seahawks are going to re-sign Kenneth Walker, especially with Charbonnet, coming back from an ACL towards the end of the season, so he's probably out all of next year because his rookie contract's up.
Yeah, I think they have to. I think it's 100% necessary. Um, and it's not a fact of like, he's been injured, a lot of times in his career so far. He's been very, very inconsistent at times in the regular season, but the playoff run going into the Super Bowl and what he did in the Super Bowl, man, he was the glue of that offense.
Hmm.
The way JSN was covered by Christian Gonzalez, you know, Gonzalez utterly phenomenal. He was
Hmm.
the highlight of the Pats. Um, it's hard to argue, what
Hmm.
Kenneth Walker did, and very deserving of the MVP award. With it not going to the defense
Hmm.
because you can't just crown the whole defense.
Yeah.
But I think you should, and he's just consistent. He was clutch when he needed to be, and then let Charbonnet kind of work his way back into it from the ACL tear
Hmm.
because I mean it's a two-headed monster. It's Shanahan's coaching tree with Mike McDonald, or at least
Hmm.
he's part of it. And you got to think, look at Shanahan, say what you want, say
Hmm.
what I want about him. I'm the one who roasts him a lot. Uh, you know, uh, he's incredible. He is
Hmm.
a wizard with the running game.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what he would do with Baltimore's running game.
Yeah.
But it's just you can't deny it. And the two-headed monster that Seattle had all season was a huge benefactor,
Hmm.
for Sam Darnold as well. Really helped
Yeah.
him out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if they don't re-sign him, they may not be in the playoffs next year because he is a difference maker.
Yep.
Like I say, Cooper Cup's only getting older. JSN, they're gonna start you start figuring out some of these players. So we'll see if he could continue to put up the numbers he put up this season. And like I say, Sam Darnold too, getting older, so it's a little bit different for him. So I think he'll still
Mhm.
be reliable and serviceable. But you need that running back to sort of take the pressure off of him because you could see when the Patriots were pressuring Sam Darnold, making a lot of mistakes. Two to three clear passes that should have been intercepted and could have been intercepted that they might have been able to take back or just change the momentum of the game. And that's all when he was pressured. So
Mhm.
having a good run game, having that two-headed monster will really support him and give Seattle that chance to make it to back-to-backs.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, whatever you can do to kind of keep that going, I think is 100% necessary. And, maybe a guy like Sam, will do really good with having that consistency as well.
Hmm.
Having, same people year after year finally, and, let's see how he situates to kind of be in a spot with consistency and where he can build off of it. Yeah, and Seattle also does a really good job of finding tight ends.
Hmm.
Barner catching that touchdown. He had a good
Yeah.
season overall. We saw it a few years back with Disley.
Yeah.
Disley, I think he's a Charger now, but hasn't done much outside of Seattle. Like, I feel like that they just kind of find him. Jimmy Graham
Yeah.
had some time there. He was, elite for them. Um, yeah, they just take players who might seem underwhelming elsewhere
Hmm.
and just make them kind of fit in. And that
Yeah.
goes for you know, not just Pete Carroll, but heading into Mike McDonald as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but yeah, kudos to them. I was gonna ask you, they announced the next Super Bowl. Super Bowl is gonna be in LA.
Yep.
And they announced they showed the logo. And you know the conspiracy with the logo. Whatever colors there are, that's just going to the Super
Hmm.
Bowl. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it today. I saw the clip of the TikTok or the 1 2 3 release song.
Yeah. Yeah.
That viral song.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. And it was what was it? It was orange, right? Or is
It's
it pink?
orange, go like going into red, and then the waves looking like a teal, darker green.
Okay.
So, for first looks, I see Seahawks. I see Seahawks, and then that probably like the Chiefs, you know. But then it could go the other way where the green, the teal, Dolphins? Dolphins make a run?
Oh man. No, no. Who's quarterbacking?
That's a
Quinn
big question.
Ewers.
Quinn Ewers?
Tyreek, big season
Yeah.
off of that
Yeah.
crazy injury. Yeah, I mean, you think that color, you do think Dolphins. You're not
Hmm.
wrong. Maybe Rams. final run at things? Is it
maybe.
enough blue in there to make it work or
I don't know if
nah?
it's. I don't think it's enough. Like I
Might
say,
be might be Seattle.
because the red yellow looks Chiefs, looks like Cardinals, uh, maybe a little bit of 49ers.
Okay.
Uh, that's about it team wise. And then like the teal, people are saying Eagles, the greenish, but like I say, it's more of a tealish color. Jaguars, they got some teal, don't they?
Jags. Oh yeah, no, that's a good guess. Yeah, no,
Jags have a
Jags, that's fitting. Oh yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking at it right now. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, no, I could see Jags. Jags off
Mhm.
to a, great first season
Yeah.
with their new head coach. That could make some sense. You got a wave in there. What are we thinking? Waves, Dolphins.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like the first thing that came up is like
Just
Dolphins. Like you guys, NFL really gonna push the Dolphins on us?
who's another terrible team that incorporates yellow, orange, and red? Terrible team for the
Terrible team.
NFC. Um, because I'm just thinking like Dolphins real
Well,
bad. Might as well just come up
someone
with a
said
hot take.
someone said Cincinnati, the Bengals,
Oh, okay.
Bengals, Eagles.
Bengals, Eagles. Okay. I wouldn't mind seeing the Bengals come back.
Yeah,
Very entertaining team.
yeah.
I also don't think we should discount the Jets out of this as well. Just
It's that leg
thinking,
little line right there, green.
yeah, why not? The Jets.
Uh,
Yeah, can't be the Chiefs. I mean, if we're gonna do a hot take with terrible teams, I guess we would say the Chiefs, right?
yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
I
yeah,
don't think the Chiefs can make it. Like I said, I don't unless Patrick Mahomes like hyperbaric chamber sleeping every day,
yeah.
fully healed now. He still has a few months before he returns. Um, but yeah, no, saw that, so sort of just wanted to see what your thoughts were. But
Hmm.
straight first thought when I saw this, I was like, Dolphins. I'm like, don't push. You pushing the Dolphins on us? Um, another undefeated
Yeah,
season. You think they could break the record? I doubt it, but
yeah, yeah.
hot early take that I will not follow through with when we do our hot takes.
Quinn Ewers following through in the footsteps of Dan Marino, but just
Yeah.
finishing the job
Yeah,
and winning.
because if you look on the Super Bowl like trophy, it's teal. Like if you see the color, it's a
Oh yeah, yeah,
solid
yeah. The
teal.
reflection. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then just a little dark red, orange, yellow, which Bengals, like I say, 49ers, because you guys have like that yellow, red, and then the middles, you mix it together.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. No, I'll say Niners. That sounds good to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
Niners, Dolphins, Super Bowl.
yeah. Easy.
Hot early take that. If it happens, we're gonna have to search back for this video because we aren't gonna put it
Absolutely.
out ever again.
No, yeah, no, I mean, that's a hot take of all hot takes if the Dolphins make it.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's that. What else with football? Pro Bowl announcement, Hall of Fame announcements. I think everybody well deserving. Brees, first ballot, I think made it first ballot, so kudos to him. I always thought he would probably be first ballot with what he did with New Orleans, and like I
Mhm.
say, I think what he did during Hurricane Katrina, like all that, probably bumped him up.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, he was incredible during those
Hmm.
times. And just his run that he had with the Saints was utterly incredible. Yeah, very well deserving.
Yeah. Next one was Larry Fitzgerald. Just a generational wide receiver, man. His hands, top tier guy. Uh, I don't know. I think it was the second or third time. But well deserving. Not surprised with that one.
No, and I was talking with a couple of the people that was at a Super Bowl kind of low-key party with about Larry Fitzgerald and his induction, and to be introduced by Randy Moss is a really cool. full circle
Hmm.
moment for him. I know a lot of people know the story of him being, a sideline kind of like ball boy for the Vikings growing up. And
Yeah.
then I didn't know that I guess Randy Moss gave him his or lent him his Mercedes at the time
Oh, okay.
for Larry Fitzgerald's prom that he then took. And then, I'm sure he got a ton of tips from him and look at the
Yeah.
career he built. And I think the coolest stat with Fitz is 40 career tackles, 29 career drops. Just insane to think about.
Yeah.
Have 20 more tackles than drops as a wide receiver.
That's crazy.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Sure hands
Phenomenal.
right there. Sure hands right there. So,
Yep.
and being able to take that Arizona team to the Super Bowl too. So great
Yep.
work, Next one in Luke Kuechly. This is a guy I thought he would have been first ballot.
Mhm.
Did retire early because of head injuries. I think he did it for his health, which I commend him for doing that for himself and his
Mhm.
family. And but what he did in a short amount of time, legendary. And as a Panther.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely incredible. We've seen the difference with Carolina's defense with him and without him.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, what he did in such a short span, absolutely incredible. His knowledge of the game is, top 10 of all time,
Hmm.
most likely. It's just outrageous. And he does, I think, some broadcasting roles or at least
Hmm.
some type of reporting roles. And I know he's done some
Yeah.
like he teams up with Greg Olson for
Yeah.
some kids coaching as well. But yeah, just his knowledge, he's going to be around the game for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, great
awesome.
for him. Adam Vinatieri, uh, one of the clutchest kickers in NFL history, so not
Yep.
surprised that he finally was able to get in. Many Super Bowls, Super Bowl winning kicks as well, so um, him being inducted, well deserved.
Absolutely. Yeah, you named it. It's, he's Mr. Clutch with the field goals.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the final one, Roger Craig. I don't know as much about him, but I looked into it a bit, but one of the better running backs in his time, hitting 1,000 yards, rushing and receiving in the same season early on, and a 49er. So well deserved to have a 49er when the Super Bowl was in San Francisco.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of the all-time greats, at least for the 49ers, incredible player. He did it with receptions as well. Like
Hmm.
he caught the ball a ton. He was very active on both sides. When really the position didn't, I feel like, have a whole lot of that back in the day, maybe a
Hmm.
little bit here and there, but just invigorated the role. But yeah, and phenomenal, well deserved. I know it's been a long time coming for Roger, so I'm
Hmm.
glad he was able to finally get in. Very
Yeah.
well deserved for him.
Yeah, I saw his introduction video where the two players showed up to his house. How excited he was, and just seeing how like at first he was just excited to see them. It looked like, but then
Yeah,
once they told him like he was inducted to the Hall of Fame, how emotional he got, and like I say, a pioneer like that. Kudos to him. Finally was able to get in. So great to see that type of stuff.
it was super cool. Yeah, it almost looked like he was just there, like, two old pals showing up at his
Yeah,
house like as a
what's up?
surprise,
Yeah,
not even thinking football, you
yeah,
know. Super cool. What
yeah.
a great consolation to have that in
Yeah,
comparison to friendship. So
yeah,
super cool.
yeah. So cool for that. And then you sort of mentioned it, we could touch on it a little bit. Belichick, Robert Kraft being snubbed for the Hall of Fame. Big reasons why I kept on hearing is some of the scandals they went through. So everybody's saying that they will probably vote for them next year, but the service in my mind, I think or if you look at it like baseball terms, you see why it happened, but they were they were already or I don't know. They were punished for it already. I think it shouldn't have happened. I think both of them should have been in already, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I think if you look at the, just, you know, Kraft as owner, Belichick as coach. If they don't get in, what do you got to do?
Hmm.
It's outrageous. It really seemed kind of like people in the lunchroom teaming up on somebody that they just dislike, and I,
Yeah.
I feel like that's literally what it came down to. He'll
Hmm.
get in probably next year, and I think that they just tried to go after Belichick in a way that they felt like would affect him. And I
Hmm.
think that's not getting in first ballot. And,
Hmm.
I think anybody who's had a career like him would feel that way. And let's see if they treat Tom the same way.
Yeah.
If he's first ballot or not, like it's just,
Yeah.
it's hypocritical at that point. But I agree, it's probably got a lot to do with the
Yeah.
scandals with, Spygate and the Deflategate.
Tom Brady has to be first ballot. You can't snub him for what he's done, but if he gets snubbed, it has to be Deflategate, right? The reason they do it.
Absolutely. And I would think Goodell has a very large pull in power of you know who who he dictates
Yeah.
gets in or not. And but that was another talking point that I had in our group chat, John, was, obviously cheating is one part of it, but was
Mhm.
the other part like, and this is just thinking, how the hell could he not get in? Like,
Yeah.
these are the only reasons I could think is Tom leaving, winning without Bill, and then we see what Bill did
Hmm.
without Tom, and it was, you know, nothing.
Yeah.
But
Could be.
that's
But
a tall asking price. Yeah, it
yeah, it
doesn't make sense.
yeah, it doesn't make sense because like I say, you're looking at that one time. If you look at what, Tom lost to Eli Manning, so Eli Manning should be, first ballot because
Hmm.
he beat the great, but I don't think Eli Manning is or is the first ballot yet. I think he was eligible last year or 2 years ago. I don't even think he's in
Um,
yet.
he was eligible last year
Yeah,
and
right?
didn't make it. Yep.
Yeah. And he didn't make it this year. So, like I said, like 2 years beating Tom Brady, beating the undefeated Patriots and not making it, beating the GOAT. It shouldn't make a difference for Bill Belichick, at all.
Right.
So,
Question for you with that too.
mhm.
This would be pure speculation, but do you believe Bill Polian, former Colts president GM, that he said he voted for Belichick to get in, even though he was like lobbying for Belichick to not get into the Hall of Fame? But he's like, oh no,
No,
I voted for him. I don't believe
I don't believe him. I don't believe him. You say that to make it because you know it's just like one vote that kept
Yeah.
you away. It's almost like with the MVP vote. Um, it was pretty much one vote that gave it to Matt Stafford, and one person gave Justin Herbert that first place vote. And they said
Mm,
because Justin Herbert did a lot more, but it's like you could have given it to Drake May, and that could have probably pushed Drake May to win it. So it's like, why you did it. You just didn't want a Patriot to win it again too much to go to this kid's head, and you didn't feel, Stafford deserved it. Call bullshit. That's the throwaway
yeah.
vote that just doesn't make sense. Nothing against Justin Herbert, had a okay year. I think just offensive line they struggled, but like I said, there's a future there. But yeah, Bill Polian, bullshit. He didn't
Yeah.
vote for him.
Yeah, and he knows that he doesn't have to reveal it either. So like, he
Yeah,
could lie through his teeth about it.
yeah.
And there's, I guess, an insider that was kind of saying that he was being a big time talker in behind the scenes with the rest of the committee, saying he should wait a year.
Hmm.
Belichick should wait a year to get in.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like hit him where the sun don't shine kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's wrong. And if that's true, then yeah. But another big thing with that, televise it.
Hmm.
We have this big, theatrical televised event for the schedule release.
Hmm.
Why can't we do that with Hall of Fame
Yeah.
voting?
Yeah.
I'd
We should.
watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be fun to
Yeah.
watch.
I think it'd be great to watch because, like I said, you're always looking for your own players to sort of get in. So if they're in that final, ballot, you want to see if they make it and seeing the votes being revealed. Like I say, make
Hmm.
it transparent. Because I think if you
Yeah,
make it transparent, it'll be a lot more honest.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, hold people, accountable, and
Hmm.
having that vote is it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So prove it.
Yeah. Prove it.
Prove your prove the
Yeah.
validity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's some of the Hall of Fame. And then just last thing, the Super Bowl halftime show. It's always
Hmm.
one of the big things for Super Bowl Sunday. I truly enjoyed it. I saw a lot of mixed reviews online about it. I think, and then I also saw a lot of great reviews from people that don't really understand Spanish music and didn't even understand what was Bad Bunny, but the vibe that he was throwing out, they were just enjoying it and having a good time. So overall, I think one of the better Super Bowl halftime shows. Special guests that came out, the two that came out to perform, Lady Gaga. Did you mention Lady Gaga when we discussed it last week? Did you throw that name out,
Um,
or
I might have randomly.
I think
I
you
think I
randomly?
think I did. Yeah, random, really random.
Yeah,
Um, because why not?
yeah, yeah. I think you always have to throw Lady Gaga out there because she's just everywhere.
Also
Uh,
mentioned Bruno Mars, which
yeah,
Chris also was saying that too.
yeah.
But yeah, it didn't happen. I think it's selfish enjoyment kind of factor. Love to see Bruno Mars get out there.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And then the big surprise, I think, for me and a lot of people, Ricky Martin. That
Yeah.
dude coming now, he hasn't really been. He has performed a bit, but I wasn't expecting him out of all other Puerto Rican artists out there. So kudos to him. I saw Richie's take of him looking like Tony Romo. I think it was Richie that texted
Yeah, he did.
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but overall, I enjoyed it. Like I say, I understood the songs. I like the songs. I know Bad Bunny. What were your takes from it, Tim?
Yeah, some of the hidden celebrity stuff
Oh yeah.
too. Pedro Pascal looked like he was
Yeah.
having the time of his fucking life.
Yeah.
Great for him. He looked super happy. Jessica Alba was in there.
Hmm.
Cardi B was in there. Carol
Car
G I mentioned
Carol
to
G.
perform, but she was there,
Yeah.
just dancing in the
Yeah.
background. Super cool how he did that. The couple that actually got married was
That was
awesome. I
cool.
questioned
Yeah.
that as it happened. I'm like, is that real? Like,
Yeah.
because it looked official. And
Yeah.
then, full on kiss, everything. Like, hey, props to them.
Yeah.
Really cool. I guess the background to that briefly was they had invited Bad Bunny
Yeah.
to their wedding, and in turn, he invited them to participate in
Yeah.
the halftime show. So super cool for them. And I guess in summary, I truly enjoyed the halftime show, and I think him bringing unity, togetherness, with his writing on the football at the
Hmm.
very end was super cool. I too have seen a lot of people talking down on it, and it's like I mean, the music is one thing, and
Hmm.
it's catchy, it's fun. Even if you don't understand it, it just makes you want to dance. But just the messaging behind it all, and then also, me for one, I grew up, in a different cultural background than, for example, my wife, and then your family as well,
Hmm.
John. You know. And it's fascinating to be able to experience other cultures,
Hmm.
and for what Bad Bunny did to kind of show the world here's Puerto Rican culture. I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
freaking awesome. He did it from every aspect too. He did it from
Hmm.
the kid finding a couple chairs to sleep on that we all see at parties.
Oh.
If you're there,
Yep. You
it's
know.
I thought that was super cool. And he different foods.
Hmm.
He shouted out. What's the gal's name from New York that is world famous in New York? And she's like she has a restaurant or a bar in New York,
Okay.
and she's the one who served Bad Bunny the shot.
The drink, yeah.
And he even put her address of the bar on top of
Hmm.
the setup that they had.
Yeah, I saw that.
But all aspects,
Hmm.
phenomenal. And I feel like the people that are talking down on it didn't focus on the right things.
Hmm.
If you're truly just, mad because you didn't understand the music, look at the performance altogether, and I think you'd find a little bit more enjoyment out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think there was it caused a little bit of a divide, but it's not because it's because some people just weren't accepting of it. I don't know if you saw Jake Paul's comment about the Super Bowl, him telling people
I
to turn it
did.
off.
Yeah.
And it's like the one thing I think people need to do before like commenting on stuff is really educate yourself because calling it
Mhm.
non-American, if you know your countries, which you should be learning in elementary school,
Yeah.
Puerto Rico is part of the USA, you guys.
Yep.
Puerto Rico is part of the
Don't need a
USA.
passport to go there.
Don't need a passport. You can go there at any time and come back easily, not afraid of going through customs. And then also like Jake Paul, he lives in Puerto Rico to avoid taxes.
Yep.
It's like don't talk before doing your research, but like I say, I think overall it brought a lot of people together. And like I say, it was just great entertainment, and I think that's what it did provide, and a great show. The uniqueness of like all the people that were trees. It was funny because you could see the trees moving. That's
Yeah.
a gig I would want to. I think that was the
Yeah.
next big
Talk about
gig.
jobs, right?
That's the one I would just want to be there, just like moving around like that, waving around.
Badass.
It was awesome. Like I said, the songs were great. We didn't hit on the opening song. I think you hit on the closing song,
Hmm.
DTMF. Um,
Some commenters hit on that too.
okay, yeah, I think a lot of people were guessing DTMF to be the closing song. It was just the
Yep.
opening song that I think it was just up in the air.
I was with
Um,
the kiddos for the opener. What was the opener? I still didn't figure it out yet.
it was what was it? Kaye? No, it wasn't Kayita.
I don't think he
I
played
got
Caíta. A lot of people wanted him to play it, but I don't think he did.
yeah.
He played
Yeah,
Nueva Yole, right?
yeah, he played Nova
Briefly.
York. Yeah.
Hmm.
Let me see. Bad Bunny set.
Selfish reasons here, everybody. Just want to figure out what it was.
So, Titi me pregunto.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Then he goes to Yo Pereo Sola. I'm surprised he played that one because the lyrics to that at points could be very bad, but he played the lyrics that were okay.
Hmm.
Um, Monaco, he played that one eventually. Like I said, the Die Was a Smile, the Lady Gaga, the salsa inspired. I thought that was great. I really enjoyed that rendition of it. You know,
Yeah.
and there was a point I think it came out and Vero was like, "Oh, Bruno Mars is gonna come out to do his part," but he didn't.
That'd have been friggin' awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
selfishly, would have loved to see Bruno show up.
yeah, but yeah, but yeah. Overall, I liked it. I think a lot of people liked it. He did a lot, brought brought great messages with the whole performance and the songs. And yeah, and like I said, just showed a different culture that is here in the States, and you should learn how to accept and just, I don't want to say accept, like you got to deal with it, but just it's here. Like I said, we're all one, so being okay with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and that's the main focus of it all, is the unity, the togetherness. He made that pretty clear in his
Hmm.
messaging, and um, you know,
Yeah,
put music aside, and I think Bad Bunny was hitting on all the right reasons,
yeah,
with his performance. It was super
mm,
cool to
yeah.
kind of see that.
Yeah, and especially at the end where he sort of said America isn't just North America, it's all of the America continent because like I said, South
Hmm.
America, Central America, Canada. Canada's, part of America. So
Yeah.
shouting every one of those countries out, I think great for him. So but overall, great. I like I said, a lot of people I follow liked it. Um, some people were just vibing to it and not understanding it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, well, like I said, we'll see. Early thoughts next year Super Bowl halftime.
Mm. LA. We already saw, all the good LA throwbacks last time it was there. Got to go a different route now, but what route do you go? Um, that's an excellent question. It's a really good question.
Mhm.
Who's getting, see, so they went, you know, they went the route of, just introducing, Spanish
Mhm.
language, like a different language altogether. Do they go the route of, I guess international performer again? Do you start looking towards like, the UK even? Like,
Mhm.
I just don't know if anybody's big enough at the moment. We haven't seen it. Maybe a DJ like Calvin Harris, right? Have they ever done that where like, throw out a
Yeah.
DJ, but then think of all the collabs that they've done, have each collab come out. I just don't know if
That
you can get enough out of that, but I think it'd be kind of cool.
you can. It's just I think you have to sign a lot of people up.
Yeah,
Like I say, it would
expensive.
have to be like Calvin Harris. Uh, I think Calvin Harris is the one with the biggest stars. Maybe David Guetta, because David Guetta does a lot with big stars.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that could be it. I was thinking because I'm looking at the past. We had Bad Bunny. Before that, we had Kendrick, Usher, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, The Weeknd, Shakira. We haven't seen much pop, so I feel like it could be some sort of pop. I'm thinking like Sabrina Carpenter, very popular, so many
Okay.
songs recently. Um,
Bieber.
Billie Eilish, another one. Bieber making a comeback. Like I say, Billie Eilish hasn't done it, and she's done a lot. So, and she, like I said, she has a lot of people she knows that she could bring up.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is one. I would say if Kansas City was in it, maybe she would, but I don't think they're going to
Hmm.
be in it. But I like that thought of yours of a DJ. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. And then just kind of low key make it EDC in the center of the
Yeah,
field for a little bit. Question:
yeah,
Taylor Swift chosen to perform, or is it just instantly most expensive Super Bowl of all time, like
yeah.
ticket wise?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to pay thousands upon thousands, close to millions for like box seats and sideline seats for that. Because
crazy.
even though it's only like a 20-minute performance that you get to see Taylor, it's gonna be. Bad Bunny was the most watched halftime show. Taylor Swift, I think, is the only person that might be able to break it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I think that's 100% right.
yeah. So, but we'll see. Like I said, there's I forget when they announced Bad Bunny, but we've known for a while. I think
Hmm.
within the next 2 to 3 months, we'll find out who the next Super Bowl performer is, and we'll see if our first early predictions are right.
Yeah, I don't know. Look at Calvin Harris. Be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I think it'd be good. Like I say, he's making a comeback. EDC's making a big push, so uh, something unique and different.
He had a
You
pretty
know?
cool setup at Pier 80 this weekend.
Yeah, I
I
saw
guess
the
I got a
video. You
clip
said,
on that. Yeah, it
yeah.
was badass. Super cool. Wish I would
Where
have known.
did you go to the city at all during this past week or?
God, no. No. No, I heard it was crazy. But if I would have went, it would have been to show up super duper early to go watch Dan Patrick's show.
Hmm.
They were set up across from McCovey Cove in
Hmm.
China Basin Park. Super cool setup.
Yeah,
I think that would have been,
your
probably
go-to. Hmm.
my sports geeking, sports nerdism of going and watching them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Bo Jackson on.
Yeah. We've been doing this 2 years now during the Super Bowl. I think
Hmm.
one of my goals for next year, like I say, we may not be big, but we still may have some more traction towards our podcast. Uh, want to set up at Radio Row. Want to see if we could get ourselves in there,
Oh, hell
do a
yeah.
podcast there. Like I say, and then
Yes.
whoever wants to stop by, have some drinks, have some non-alcoholic drinks for those that don't drink alcohol, and banter.
Yeah.
Fun banter, you know. I got to be careful though. Michael Parsons probably has heard a lot of this. I remember that little bet you said to take a punch from him. I'll see how I feel then if I could
Yeah.
deal with something like that.
Yeah, we'll have one of those signs up too that says talk shit and banter, and then at the bottom, we can handle it.
Yeah.
You know, just show up and show out.
Uh,
It'll be
uh,
fun. But yeah, love that, John. Uh, got to
trying to
get
get
there.
some radio row. Like I said, we might not get anybody to stop by, but just being there, I think would be awesome just to podcast and
Yep.
experience as you know us doing sports and entertainment content.
Yep. Walk around with mini mics at some point. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
get there
no, for sure.
next
But
year.
that's Super Bowl talk, NFL. Sports wise, like I say, it's gonna be a little dull for a bit, so we're gonna come up with new ideas. But one of the other sports that we sort of have been watching quite a bit, Olympics. We talked a little bit about Lindsey Vonn already, her crash. You know, it's unfortunate, but you know, she went out like a G in her final year. But some of the other big news that I saw, U.S. mixed doubles curling going to the gold medal. They just beat defending champions Italy. I saw that last little. I don't know. I always say toss, but that little push, um, perfect right on the dot to help them win it against, you know, like I said, the defending champs Italy who came back. So that's going to be a great gold medal match to watch. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the following day, but it'll be good.
It'll be phenomenal. Yeah, no, it was absolutely elite. The placement of that final what do you call it, a disc or
I think like
uh
Boulder, like I
boulder
say, we're
weight?
not we know what the sport is, but we don't know all the
Yeah,
terms yet.
amateurs. But elite placement. And I did actually watch a pretty instructional video on curling
Okay.
this past weekend, John. I a little digging and research. Still can't figure out the name of the object that they toss or roll
So
or
it's a
slide.
sliding disc, slider disc.
S-
That's all they said.
Oh, oh,
So you
so
were on it.
disc was pretty close. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, we're right path.
Yeah.
So yeah, sliding disc. The placement was phenomenal. And in this past weekend, I saw a video about the difference of the brush stroke. Like, I guess if you have it horizontally, the ice gets a whole lot smoother versus if you have it flat, it looks a little bit more rougher. At least it takes longer to get it more
Hmm.
smooth. So I guess depending on the speed. So technique is probably off the charts.
Yeah.
And then just, I'm sure whoever competes in curling, there's not one, little piece of anything on their floors at home. Just
No.
sweeping
No.
is off the charts.
Yeah. I'm like I'm surprised we don't have a Hispanic team like from like Central Mexico, South America in this
Yeah.
sport because we do it every morning as kids, waking up at 7 a.m. Parents wake us up out of bed and go sweep, and we're used to it. So, you know, we got to see what's going on there to get the
Yeah.
sport up because they're professionals at this starting at the age of 7. You know,
Yeah.
imagine like Mexico having a team of like 12-year-olds doing this. That'd be so fun.
That'd be so good. Yeah, no, the technique would be off the charts. And, the work ethic towards it
Yeah.
too, you know.
Yeah. But no, I think there's still a lot of curling left because it's like I said, this is mixed doubles. There's like the men's, women's. So I'm excited to see more. Like I say, I don't know. Did you see the video of Jason Kelsey and his wife doing some curling? They went and were practice.
Briefly,
Yeah,
briefly, I didn't watch the full. I might have seen part of it.
yeah. But it looks really hard because like I say, she was trying to toss a disc and she'd always like slip because like I say you have to slide on ice
Mm.
and do it perfectly, do the toss, you got to turn it like depending on how you want it to roll, and then just to brush it you can see Jason Kelsey struggling a little bit, you know, not as accurate as these professionals, so it's like I know he wasn't brushing many floors as a kid.
Yeah, no, he's focused on only football, I guess. You know, Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the walking on the ice thing because I did see a clip of the Parks and Rec thing where they only get so much red carpet and they try to walk out on the ice.
Uh,
Get on your feet, and then they go and like
yeah.
start sliding. I feel like that would be, us if we tried going
Oh,
out
probably.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Displacement would be elite for us, but I feel like the walking part,
uh,
dicey.
yeah. I feel like I would do it. I'd be good for like 2 seconds and then I like move and slip and I would just
Yeah,
move all the disc everywhere and just sort of mess it up and get disqualified. So,
exactly.
but yeah, that's a big one. Like I said, there's more of that. Another one, U.S. figure skating team, Team
Ah,
Invent, they won gold medal. Uh, I was watching figure skating quite a bit this weekend, just during some of the free time because it was what was on. Um,
mhm.
and I always would watch it, but I was like really paying attention this year and genuinely impressed of how crazy and how athletic these figure skaters are. And just the spinning, because I think I sent you the clip of, I don't know if it was China or like Taiwan, but the figure skater, and it was like she was just turning so much and just landing without getting dizzy. I Two turns into her spin, I was already like, I can't do this. I'm gonna get sick,
Yeah.
So what they do, kudos to them because it's hard looking at it, and I think we always joke around when we watch stuff like this, like I could do that, that's easy, but nah, I don't think I could even do one of those things.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Like I'm right there with you. A couple weeks back when we talked about like I think I brought up like Michelle Kwan was
Yeah,
an example. Just how quick the spin is, and then just to continue skating after that,
yeah,
like
yeah,
just like the teacup ride, like do they practice there at Disneyland?
yeah.
Just
You gotta,
to get on that, no, another round,
yeah,
just keep going. Because
yeah,
like I do a few spins on that and I'm just disoriented,
mm-hmm,
completely. Like
yep,
I need like 10-15 minutes to recover.
yeah,
And they're doing quicker turns than that and then to continue on. And I saw um is it Ilya? Milana, is he the one that won the or at least had a big part of the figure skating?
yeah.
Um,
The
oh,
the
okay.
US one,
Yeah, like he did the
yeah,
flip, right? He's the
yeah,
one who did the flip. Yeah, the flip alone is outrageous. Like,
yeah,
Blades of Glory-esque. And, I we're seeing a lot, the outfit was phenomenal. Always in figure skating, you see,
yeah,
just like fashion week type outfits. Like
yeah,
it's just, the only place you'll ever see them. But like the flip and just some of the moves that they're doing, people are like putting side by side clips to Blades of Glory, especially with the hair,
oh
with John
yeah,
Heater's character.
yeah.
And, it's very reminiscent, but I feel like that's a massive compliment because you're taking just like insane moves from a movie and you're
Yep.
doing them in real life. Shout out Ilya, like absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
And has more to compete in. I think that was just the
Uh,
team stage too, right?
Yeah, that was a team stage, so there's still more figure
Wow.
skating to go on. Looking at tonight's to tomorrow morning's schedule. Ice hockey, we got women's ice hockey, US Canada, 11:10 a.m. our time, women's hockey. That'll be
Ooh,
good.
when's that? Tomorrow?
11:10 a.m.
Oh,
Canada's
let's go
2
watch
and
that.
0, US is 2 and 0 or 3 and 0.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
big one right there. Um,
Yep.
there's some alpine skiing. Oh, this will be a good one. Biathlon, 4:30 a.m., 20-kilometer individual final. So this is going to be for gold.
Oh.
Um,
I think you sent
cross.
me a clip of the gal
Oh yeah.
shooting
Oh
the
yeah.
targets, just
That's
five
crazy.
for five.
Yeah. Perfect.
The best. Oh my gosh, that's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. We got cross country skiing coming up tomorrow, tonight. Curling. Yeah. Bronze medal match at 5, 9:05 gold medal match for curling, mixed doubles.
Oh, that's crazy.
Uh,
Have we
freestyle
seen
skiing.
a mustache guy in curling yet?
No, I think that's the men's. or the team one. So
It's gonna start
that
heating
might be,
up. Nice.
yeah. Freestyle skiing, men's slope style, that's in the finals. Luge, women's single luge, it's in the final, so you're gonna get a gold medalist there.
Okay.
And then short speed skating, 2,000-meter relay short track final. So a lot of finals, a lot of gold medals going up for grabs tonight. Um,
Very nice.
it'll be fun to watch. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to a lot of those. I think
yeah,
that they're all going to be great. Yeah, I'm trying to look forward myself too and see what we got. Yeah.
yeah.
Are you waking up at 3 a.m. for any of these, John? Have you?
I haven't. I think it has to be something that I would want to watch. So, like
Yeah.
men's hockey starting on Thursday. So I think when Canada US, if that's a 3:30 game or match, I might wake up at 3:30 just to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, might not be able to stay up the whole time because I got to go to work, all that stuff. But um, like I say, snowboarding, women's half pipe, like I say, that's at 10:30, so I don't gotta get up too early for that. Um,
Yep.
so it's just looking at what it is. But who
Women's ice
knows?
hockey makes a whole lot of sense for tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah,
11:10.
uh, yeah,
Um,
that'll be good.
US Canada is real good.
Yeah,
We stay up a little bit later tonight, John.
yeah,
We do got women's cross country skiing going on at about 12:15.
yeah.
We got events starting real early in the morning.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah. No, but overall, it's been good. And then the other one you sort of showed me, I think it was luging or the bobsled. Was it the
Oh yeah,
two-man bobsled video you sent me or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's the one thing with bobsled. Like when I first saw the video, I was telling you, I think when I commented back to you, I was like, first 10 seconds, I was like, I could do this. It wasn't going that fast, but then
Mhm.
once they hit like a certain point, they're going like a missile, and I was like, yeah, no, I'd probably die doing that.
Yeah. No, it's outrageous. I think they're going up to like 110 miles an hour, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken. It's insane.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the POV stuff is, sometimes it can be deceptive, like, oh, like you said, you put yourself like, oh, it's not that fast. But
Yeah.
then, you see like the pan out version of it, and
Yeah.
it's like, dude, they are an absolute
Quick.
blur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, whoa.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So that'll be some fun events. Seeing Jamaica, I think when that comes up, if that's like a 3:30, I might get up for that just to watch them take their
Yeah,
run,
absolutely.
do that piece. But yeah, that's Winter Olympics. Like I say, it's one. Um, I saw 2034. I think it's back in Utah, so that's when we might be able
Oh.
to have a better chance of working. Some of the leaf blowers, things like that. Uh,
Be great. I actually saw somebody bring that up actually. I think I
yeah.
saw a TikTok saying like they were filming maybe one of the mountains where part of it's going to take place or maybe the full
Hmm.
event and it has no snow on it right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like I got to make a whole lot of fake stuff or hope that season's got a lot
Yeah.
more snow in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Utah's 2034. So
Okay.
Utah will be a good one. Like I say, it's one a lot easier for us to travel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Never been.
Brisbane, Queensland, 2032, Australia. That'll be fun.
Man, and that's one
Uh,
of those places like Australia I've always wanted to go to. I think it would
yeah.
be so cool to visit. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. It'd be a
Summer
good one.
Olympics, bring us out.
You just got to be careful with the spiders that are as big as a car
Oh,
that just chill with you.
yeah. Those webs.
Yeah.
You walk through one, you have like a blanket.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Uh,
Fight a
yeah.
kangaroo though. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be kind of throw
Yeah.
hands.
It'll be cool. Got to be careful with those guys, I heard, but
Yeah,
it'll be
dude,
fun.
they are ripped.
Yeah.
Kick my ass.
Yeah, but that's the Olympics. Like I said, we'll continue just sharing some of what we see, some of the big news from the Olympics. Like I say, big fun sports event. I think it's probably going to be the most watched sports stuff the
Oh
next few
yeah.
weeks. NBA next week is going to get dull. Next week or the week after, All-Star Week, the big Dud Fest that we're already talking about, will be happening that nobody will watch. So Olympics is here.
Mhm.
And I think we're just getting prepped for spring training and golf. I think we've been watching golf. Um, this past weekend, Waste Management Tour, Arizona.
Classic.
A lot of great highlights. I don't know if you saw that one highlight of the hole in one. I don't know if you sent it to me or I sent it to you.
Um, yes, it might have been vice versa, but I did see
Yeah.
it. It was
Yeah.
great.
But the hole in one and then everybody just throwing their beers onto the course. That must have just, they're probably
Yep.
just like, shit, like we gave them too much to drink already. Because you got to clear all that out before the next person shooting.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been getting a whole lot of clips of the walk of shame, if you want to call it that, after you leave the
Uh,
event. People like I saw one guy today, he was just full of mud. Like
yeah.
that dude has been down the hill several
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
and just stumbling, but kept going. Like,
Yeah.
but just I'm sure just
Yeah.
annihilated with liquor.
Yeah, and then seeing all the people that are annihilated with liquor that are just passed out on the green somewhere, like under some
Oh
shade,
yeah. Yeah,
or just
exactly.
not even being able to stand, leaning on people.
It was a great time of year to be over there too, because I think this past weekend it was like in the 80s over there.
Okay, not
So
bad.
everywhere else, you're freezing your two hoots off usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, over there, great weather, but I think people underestimate like 80 degrees in the winter and the effects it can have on how much you're drinking.
Oh
And
yeah.
when it hits, it'll hit.
It'll hit. Yeah.
For sure. My parents live like 3 miles from that course. And they're always like, nah, this time of year we stay inside.
Yeah, you're like we
They're
don't even.
dodging it.
Yeah, they're like a week before that we're gonna stock up like it's like the end of days, like
Oh
yeah, we
yeah.
can't be leaving anywhere.
Yeah. No, and every year I always joke with my dad, I'm like, hey, going out there getting hammered with the boys? And he's like, oh no, I'm inside.
There- There's gonna be one year he's gonna tell you like, "Oh yeah, I'm there."
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm lit.
Yeah, so like I say, a lot of great sports, other sports coming up with football
Oh yeah.
gone, but we'll also bring up a few things. One thing I'll do, one of the things I was gonna do, and like I said, I'll have Tim set up some next week. We'll do this little activity. I'm gonna give Tim five things. It's all within the same category, and you have to pick one that you would get rid of. So if you could only keep four of them, which one are you gonna keep? And
It's gonna be tough.
um, we'll stick San Francisco, um, and we'll do the Giants, just baseball, because like I said, we're getting ready for baseball. So you have to
Okay.
keep one of these players. First one, Willie Mays. Then
Okay.
you got Barry Bonds,
Okay.
Buster Posey,
Oh,
Madison Bumgarner,
okay.
or Willie McCovey. So who you getting rid of,
Hmm.
and then why?
Oh man.
What a reason why?
Um, got Barry, Willie, McCovey, Baumgartner. Who was the
Posey,
last one?
Posey.
Posey. Ooh. Ooh. God. Hey, that's tough. Mays is untouchable.
Yeah.
Barry's untouchable. And then, at first thought, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta lean maybe Baumgartner, but what he did for those World Series, and I hate to say it, I think I go Willie McCovey, and I hate to do it because we have literally McCovey Cove named
Yeah.
after him, and that's such like a making me feel like a real prick right now. But, just crapping on McCovey Cove. I just the three World Series that Posey and Baumgartner brought in, like I can't deny it. So yeah, I think I go McCovey, Willie
Yeah.
McCovey. Sorry.
And you keep Barry Bonds just because of what he did, history
Uh,
wise.
he didn't win, and I'm sure that might be a lot of go-to for a lot of people that are, naysayers against what he did.
Yeah.
But if just in my humble opinion, he is the most dominant baseball player of all time. And I don't give two shits about the steroid stuff. His knowledge and his swing,
Hmm.
second to none.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was always doing it in his younger days. Did he need to do everything to continue? Maybe not, maybe, but like I said, yeah, he's by far, if they didn't take stars into account, he would have been first ballot, probably Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. The amount of
Uh,
walks he drew and still hit that many home runs.
Yeah,
I heard a story. Chipper Jones said the same thing this past weekend. Sorry, I'm going to elaborate
yeah.
just slightly here. Chipper Jones was talking about how he, came over here to San Francisco to play. And he said that late in the game, I guess, Barry comes up the bat the whole game. They had walked him, walked him, walked him. He said, I think after their series was done, that he swung the bat four times. And the rest of the times he was walked, but each time he swung, he went 4 for 4 and had like two home runs, and two of them were walk-offs.
Hmm.
And it's just the reason of why you don't pitch to him. And I think another time is he crossed Barry crossed paths with John Smoltz, and Smoltz, Hall of Famer, incredible
Yeah.
pitcher, and said, Smoltz, you throwing today? And Smoltz was like, yeah, I'm throwing. And he's like, I'm gonna hit a home run off of you. And then he was like, actually, maybe even two. And he went on to hit two home runs off of him that day.
Damn.
And it's just like you call your shot against another Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. He's a
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, that's like Babe Ruth like type level esque of a
Oh,
player. So
absolutely.
yeah, no, it makes sense. So yeah, I threw that in because I knew it'd be hard. I
Good one.
knew I thought it'd be between Barry Bonds and McCovey for you because I know Posey's your guy and Bumgarner because of what he did for the team and just some of the history he did winning those World Series. You can't take him off of that list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'll throw another one. This one's TV or movies.
Okay.
You'll get the hang of it once I go through it. Uh,
Hmm.
Anchorman,
Okay.
Step Brothers,
Oh boy.
Semi Pro,
Oh boy.
The Other Guys,
Ah,
and
Jesus.
Talladega Nights.
Oh no. That's really bad. Um, well, can't go semi-pro because Jackie Moon's right behind me with the jersey. Have had that up there for a year. Um, God, that's so tough. Can't Step Brothers, one of the most quotable movies of all time for me. Um, the aspects of Anchorman, and I'm really close to saying Anchorman, but then I'm thinking about like the camaraderie and like the other characters within that film.
Hmm.
Steve Carell's character is
It's
so outrageous.
hilarious.
Brick
He's
is
so hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah. Just eating the trash falafel, like
Uh,
just outrageously funny.
uh,
And then Champ Kind
even,
is
even Paul Rudd's character, man, that guy.
Sex Panther.
Yeah,
It's just
that's just
that call
hilarious.
him. Yeah. It's so good. God, yeah. See, just talking about it, I don't think Jack Black. You get Jack Black to go in there and punt a dog. Um,
Yeah.
it's just, he's not doing that in any other
Yeah.
film. Um, well, I should say Tropic Thunder. You got it kind of
Yeah.
crazy into. Um, golly, man. Talladega Nights is another one. So yeah, I'll do process of elimination. Anchorman, we just talked about all the elements. I don't want
Mhm.
to get rid of it. And we're keeping Anchorman one, right?
Yeah.
Are we taking the whole
Anchorman one.
because I don't
Yeah.
care as much about the
Yeah.
serials. I didn't care
Yeah.
for them
No,
too
yeah,
much.
just Anchorman one.
Okay. Yeah, Step Brothers, untouchable for me. Talladega Nights. I'm always saying the thing with why do you want the TV and the radio on at the same time? Because I like to party. I just I I can't do that one either. So then what are we down to?
Other
Um
guys and semi-pro.
oh man, dude, I have the jersey right there. The other guys though, like I watched it. I watched the other guys. I went to Arizona to go see my parents a couple of weeks ago,
Uh,
and I watched it on the plane. I'm just trying so hard not to laugh, like in front of the entire plane.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess I go semi-pro, and that's shame on me because I have the jersey right there.
Uh,
It's just there's good parts to it, but I can't. It doesn't overlap everything else. I think the
mhm.
other guys, um, just um, you know, even the Prius. If I think about the Prius, I
Yeah.
start like just dying. And the aim for the bushes thing with The Rock and Samuel L.
Uh,
Jackson, like, yeah. So it's got to be semi-pro, and I
uh,
hate to say that, but it is
uh.
semi-pro.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I was between semi-pro and the other guys too, and you sort of talked about it. It's like semi-pro. I think where they miss a little bit in my mind is the cast ensemble around it. There isn't
Yep.
as much compared to Talladega Nights. Talladega Nights have so many characters that just do so much. Even Sacha Baron Cohen's character, that's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah.
Memorable, just sequences, with him playing his music and stuff. The other guys, like I say, Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, and even like the Secret Service guys, they do so well with it that it
Yeah.
makes it hilarious. And Step Brothers, just his co-star, there's nothing. If you would even think Step Brothers, you need a mental health check because you must
Oh,
be out of your mind taking that out
yeah.
of this list.
Anybody who thought that movie was not funny, we're not friends. It's
Yeah.
it's just every part
Unfollow
of
me
that movie.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie is absurdly funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Anchorman, like I say, the cast ensemble really made it. Some of the memorable lines, just hilarious. Like the whole thing, San Diego, it's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
All the aspects, I kind of talked my way through it, and even the deleted scenes. I
Hmm.
think about Champ Kind just exclaiming his love for Ron.
Yeah.
I love you, Ron Burgundy. Say it back. And he's in the back seat. Just I don't know how Steve Carell and Paul Rudd held it together. I know they
Yeah.
didn't. I'm sure there's a zillion cuts.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they completed it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could have made it through. And then you have a guy like Ben Stiller or Vince Vaughn showing up in
Yeah.
in, in the battles. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Like
Those battle scenes were just hilarious. It made them. It cracked me up. It made no
yeah.
sense, but I was like, it's perfect.
Yeah, you have, Brick throwing a trident
Yeah.
as a grenade, and
Uh,
it's just crazy.
yeah. I
The
think I think
best.
I think Anchorman 2, that was like the only best part. Like the battle scene again. Because it
Yeah.
had like a lot of other newscasters, all that stuff.
Yep, exactly right. Yeah, that's it.
Uh,
But yeah, that's why, I had to check to make sure about the sequels because that would slightly ruin it for me, with
yeah.
2 and 3. But yeah. And then Vince Vaughn getting his arm ripped off at
Oh
the
yeah.
zoo.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop. It's so
Uh,
good.
yeah. There's
The
so much
best.
good to it. But yeah. Yeah, so just like I say, a little activity because, like I say, it always makes you think and look back at like sports moments, TV shows, movies, and if you had a choice of having to eliminate one, which one would you eliminate? And it's a hard choice because, like I say, there's going to be people that say other things. Some people didn't like Talladega Nights.
Mhm.
I still enjoy it. I don't know why. I think it's hilarious. Like I just want to go fast,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh
he's on
man.
fire.
Yeah,
And
that part's hilarious. Playing basketball in the wheelchair and then just standing up and blocking the shots. I just crack up. Every time I see that, I just laugh. I don't know. It's just hilarious to me.
oh, dude, it's the best. And just he's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Like to think of baby Jesus, wearing a tuxedo t-shirt.
It's
And just every will. That's why he's my favorite. Like
yeah,
it's all of his movies are just so quotable for me. And I don't know if our viewers. I put up a skit this past weekend, and I ended up going with a Michael Pena quote with how long you been with her? But like I've been saying it a lot lately,
yeah,
but it's just my annoyance of being a husband,
yeah,
is the constant movie quotes, and Jen doesn't
yeah,
get all of them, but
yeah,
I'll constantly say them. And
yeah.
I just love to do it, and Will Ferrell is by far and away like my most quotable.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of
Party.
people's most quotable. A lot of people may not admit it. And like I
Yeah.
say, we're not saying these are Oscar-worthy movies, but they're just such fun movies to watch to bring out a laugh if you're sad, depressed.
Yep.
These movies can help you get through it sometimes, and that's what I use. I use movies to get through some tough times, and just laughing at stuff. It's what it is for me. So
Absolutely.
I'll create a few more lists. You try to create a few for me, and like I
Oh,
said,
I
we'll have
will.
these
It's payback.
discussions. So
Payback time, John.
like I said,
Yeah.
it's hard. It makes you think because it's like you don't want to get rid of any of them, but if you gotta pick one, what are you gonna pick? And let's see what the people think as well.
That's
So
exactly right. No, it's
yeah,
fun activity. I really enjoyed that.
yeah,
On the topic of movies, real quick, I know you saw it, John. Wrecking Crew. Thought it was really funny.
that
Good,
was
good
hilarious.
little, quirky little movie.
Yeah,
On Amazon Prime right now. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa, phenomenal together. I
yeah,
get more movies with them too. I thought they were
yeah.
great.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen because leading up to it, I saw some Jason Momoa interviews, some of the like short things he was doing, and
Okay.
he's sort of at a point in his career where he's like, I'm not worried about money because he's made his money, I think, from like Aquaman, some of his other big movies, but he's like, I'm doing movies that are fun for me, that I like, and that are just enjoyable because he's like the Minecraft, probably not a big movie that's going to get you an Oscar, but he
Hmm.
got to act with Jack Black. Be acting with Jack Black and being in a movie with him is probably amazing and one thing that you'll never forget.
Yeah.
And like I said, this one, I think he said he always had a relationship with Dave Bautista, and they always talked about making a movie, and they created this one, and I thought it was hilarious. I enjoyed it. Surprisingly, wasn't sure what to expect going into it. Jason
Yep.
Momoa is a funny guy, honestly, secretly,
Yeah.
hilarious, and Dave Bautista he's so serious, but when he like jokes around, it's just hilarious for some reason. You know how serious he looks, but he's like trying to be funny. It's funny for me.
Yeah. I completely agree. Like he plays that, a little bit wiser older brother character so
Yeah,
well. But even his very short-worded comedy that he had in Guardians of the Galaxy was always
yeah,
hilarious too.
yeah,
But yeah, no, both of them knocked it out of the park in my opinion. I thought that it was just, yeah, a lot of people might see it as like cheesy, but I thought it was great in the fighting in it. Like
yeah,
I felt like it was really good. Like I
yeah.
feel
It
like they
was.
did a great job with the fighting
Yeah,
scenes.
yeah. No, it was good. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, Amazon Prime, right?
Amazon Prime. Yep.
Amazon Prime, Wrecking Crew, good movie. We would suggest it.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I after that haven't seen too many other movies. The one I want to watch, I don't know if you've heard about it or seen reviews. It's the plane one with Rachel McAdams and Dylan something.
Oh. Mm-mm.
Um, the one where it's like a plane crash and they're stuck in a deserted island.
Oh. Okay.
Dylan O'Brien is the character.
Rachel
Rachel McAdams.
McAdams making comeback.
Yeah,
Haven't seen her in a while.
but they say it's like a horror movie. Send help.
Uh, oh. Okay.
Yeah. So if you look up the
Nice.
trailer, it looks crazy. People say it's a really good movie. But like I say, it's one I want to try to get out and try to watch it.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. Yep. Also, that A24 movie looks really good, right? Is that what it's called, A24? Or is it what was the one where, they're listening to the audio in
Oh yeah, I think you sent me that, or did I send you that one?
you sent it to me, but I think we've gone back and forth a few times
Yeah,
with it.
sending it over. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that looks like a good horror movie because it's sort of like a podcast like us, getting
Yeah,
some
yeah.
audio recordings and then you listen to it and it's like, oh, should we have done that?
Don't get ideas, guys. We're not going to listen to any,
Yeah, no, don't be sending us
demonic
stuff.
audios.
Yeah. For first 5 seconds, if it isn't something I like, I'm turning you off. I don't care.
Right. Yeah. Go get the
Uh,
holy water real quick and
yeah. Undertone is the name of it.
undertone. Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
made by A24 Productions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And A24 Productions coming out March 13th. Uh,
Oh, soon.
quick
Nice.
synopsis. The host of a popular paranormal podcast becomes haunted by terrifying recordings mysteriously sent her way. So they already do like a paranormal podcast. That's one I've always thought about. Like, you hear a lot of people do like the murder podcasts, horror movies, like paranormal, and that's just the one I wouldn't like. We've talked about paranormal, but I wouldn't want to do like a paranormal podcast because
Yeah,
like all that Annabelle stuff when we were talking about it, just freaky thinking about it.
absolutely. It's yeah, it's one thing to just watch it from a distance, and another thing to really deep dive into it and feel like you're calling it into the room as
Yeah.
you're talking about it.
You're opening up the links to it to just come into your house. So,
Yeah.
um, but
Talk
yeah, no,
aliens instead. That'll be
yeah,
our thing.
yeah, UFOs, AI
Yep.
technology, all that stuff. But
So
yeah, a few good movies coming out. But yeah, that's today's episode. Thank you to everybody listening, bantering with us today. As always, comment on, what you think of our takes. Don't be shy. We're not gonna bite. We're here for friendly banter. We appreciate it. And as always, just do us a solid, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button, keep updated to when we do drop new vids, new clips, new full episodes. And yeah, just comment. We appreciate all the support.
absolutely. Reiterating what John said. Thank you guys so much for each and every week tuning in to the full length podcast. Catch it when you guys can, especially the clips that we send out to. Appreciate all the love and support, comments, bantering with
Mhm.
us. Some really good guesses. Appreciated all the feedback
Yeah.
on the Bad Bunny performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
did good. Thank you
Yeah.
guys so much,
Awesome.
and peace, and enjoy the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.